Friday morning, and it's time for our usual Friday slot. No place for hot takes here. Takes that are going to leave you feeling a little bit colder than seeing your team kick the ball 40 yards past its intended target with the last kick of the game. Yes, it's OTB AM's Cold Cuts.
I am flabbergasted. Maguire. And they're here. Shocking. I'm disgusted. Maguire. And they're here. Get close to people. Move your feet. Move your feet. Maguire. And they're here. I am flabbergasted. I'm not too happy with all that, no. Maguire. I would be swinging punches at that guy. They're here. Swinging punches, swinging punches, swinging punches, swinging punches. Maguire. And they're here. I'm fuming here watching this game of football.
All right, it is your top four of stuff that left you feeling very cold from the weekend. In at number 4 this morning, Tom Brady leads the Tampa Bay Bucks to their second ever Super Bowl championship. And what would, of course, a Buccaneer do? Only take to the sea to fling their silver from boat to boat and to lace into the rum like there was no pandemic at all. Anyway, the GOAT had his share, and God love him, the sea legs hit him when he came ashore.
Tom, how awesome was that? Tom Brady, Super Bowl MVP 7 times.
Yeah, TB feeling the after effects there. And look, when the chips are down, you really need your friends to lean on, right? Like, I mean, Alex Guerrero here, you can see the two lads hanging out. Brady's personal trainer, lifestyle guru, and also who's tried his hand at being a fake doctor. He had weird supplements operation which purported to cure cancer and concussions before being shut down by the Federal Trade Commission. But look, whatever gets you through the day, I guess, TB, or through the game, indeed. In at number 3 on this week's Cold Cuts, Keys is back. Yes, Richard has weighed in on the Frank Lampard future Frank Lampard situation. He says on richardjkeys.com, a thought for Frank Lampard: why aren't his representatives speaking to Bournemouth? Maybe they are. I mean, in my view, they definitely should be. It's more twist to that than a post-match Frank Lampard interview, but it is Richard Keys in at number 3 on this week's Cold Cuts. Right, number 2 was last week's number 1, so it's down one place to number 2, but it still gave us loads of great entertainment this week. It was the aftermath of Jern Owen's embarrassing climb down from the Wales are shit and we're going to pummel them take last week, and boy were those Welsh pups happy to dance on our misery. Take Clive Morgan to begin with here. Thanks for helping Pivac's Team Talk, boys. Keep up the good work. Matt took the we're all in it together view. You know, we're stuck with a coach not up to the task, and you're left with a team that deserved to win. We're both shit out of luck. Not quite so collegiate from Jack, who was telling Ger not to talk shit so early. Karma always bites you on the arse. Welsh flag emoji. Gareth went all the way to the 80s. Norway on our ass with your boys took one hell of a beating rant. Who knew, was my main takeaway from this one, that the Duke of Wellington was from Ballybrack? And what accent exactly did he have? Well, we'll more on that in just a little bit. Pretty simple from Jake, by the way. You okay, hon? He asks Ger. Getting Owen and Ger's names wrong, by the way, was a big theme this week. Gert Gilroy, though, I have to say, was my favourite alongside Owen with an O-W-E-N, which also appeared regularly. And Owen was delighted by. And Matt was back, by the way. This guy was not done. You must feel like an absolute massive twat, although now I'll admit that both the Welsh and Irish halves of me wanted Ireland to win, just so Pivac could have had his marching orders. And then Jack took the time away from the schoolyard for this one. Who's the rubbish team now, you stupid bloke? Etc, etc. Even Durston's fine coffee in South Wales got into the action. So our rubbish team beat you, they said. Don't you look like a bell end now? Which one of these three do you think actually sent that? I'm going for the bell end in the middle. After that, we had Bach, who appears to be Irish. He just wants an apology. To the Irish people, that is. Evan sliding into Owen's DMs with this absolute scorcher. Keep your comments to yourself. I mean, it doesn't get any more cutting than that, but we're saving top spot in the number 2 slot to James, who captured it really well. Only read in the voice of Michael D, which I'll leave up to you rather than me. And ending, of course, with condescending wanker, thumbs up. Tough week, Owen.
No, the condescending would be, oh, Wales are great and we really like playing them and this is going to be a really great game of rugby this weekend. Condescending is not, you're rubbish, you're crap and Ireland are going to smash them. Condescending is not what we were. You cannot label us with the condescending tag. Being spectacularly wrong and stupid and feeling like a twat, yes, you can label us with that. condescending we are not. Wankers, yes. You stupid bloke, you stupid man, you massive stupid bloke. I mean, this is all great coming from Welsh fans. They had their moment in the sun, and it was fantastic. There is definitely a few voices out there who perhaps should know a little bit better, making very sweeping judgments about what the item is actually intended to be in the first place. I'm all for the Welsh fans coming at us, but for those with a journalistic eye who perhaps took the initial slot as some sort of statement of reality that maybe didn't have any tongue-in-cheek, probably need to wake up a little bit and get a bit of a life, to be honest. But the Welsh fans who slid into my DMs all week, you're very welcome. I love each and every one of you equally.
Right now, one of your siblings is on Radio Wales talking about the impact of social media barnstorm during the week is what's going on. But in at number one, I mean, what could have toppled that one off top spot this week? Well, we mentioned the Grand Old Duke being a little bit more Walkinstown than Wellington, and who'd have thunk it? Dermot Gallagher is Irish. Well, we had lots of cultural comparisons in response to Diarmuid's appearance with Joe during the week on the football show and off the ball, including generic Cockney geezer here, or Larry from the van. Wayne Ferry points us in the direction of the before and after as the lights go up on Fred Rickwood from Father Ted. Stephen isn't sure if Dermot is more Cumberbatch or Ronnie Drew. Martin Brennan got mentioned a lot. Nobody really, certainly not me, expected Tommy McInerney to make an appearance, but that worked. And remember to look after your carbon monoxide alarm while you're at it. Steve drew the Father Finton stack parallel. I was having that. Richard Chambers, of political correspondent fame, has him down for a double agent. But it was Simon Murdoch who gets the golden whistle. The man's name is Dermot Gallagher, and yet I never once thought he might be from Ireland.
It's amazing, isn't it? If you just pronounce it Dermot and you pronounce Gallagher, how English you can become. That's worse than Gert and Owen with an OW, I think. Like, what a week. I feel sorry for Dermot Gallagher, really. I can see his predicament. I can't believe somebody from Sky told him to watch BBC News and get your THs right and use that as your outlet. Like, first of all, they have their own channel, but also could a person not just be like, pronounce your THs right, rather than being like, hello, juvenile person over there, here is a children's book that you might be able to understand, give that a look. I don't know, I understand his plight, and I'm happy that we have one more proper Irishman who isn't necessarily an honorary Irishman, he's just an Irishman.
Yeah, this wasn't, I must mention, something that was news to me. I had set up an interview with Dermot Gallagher in Temple Bar about 10 years ago, knowing his Irish connections. I was really excited to get a great scoop. This all would have happened about 10 years ago. And it was all set up. I'd made my way down to the agreed location. Dermot Gallagher never showed up, so, you know.
We can see now why he came in at number one of this week's Cold Cuts.
That's it. There was only one for number one, and that is it for this week's Cold Cuts.
I am flabbergasted. Maguire. And De Gea. Shocking. I'm disgusted. Maguire. And De Gea. Get close to people. Move your feet. Move your feet. Maguire. And De Gea. I am flabbergasted. I'm not too happy with all that. No. Maguire. I would be swinging punches at that guy. De Gea. Swinging punches, swinging punches, swinging punches, swinging punches. Maguire. And De Gea. I'm fuming here watching this game of football.